Welcome to this episode of my Women Empowerment Wednesday show. My name is Jessica DSB. Enjoy this episode.
Happy Wednesday! It's Women Empowerment Wednesday. I am super excited. Welcome to all of you that are going to be watching live. I'm beyond excited today, and you'll hear why. So for those that are just seeing me for the first time, my name is Jessica. Who I am a mom. I am a 2-time best international selling author. I am an entrepreneur. I am the founder of the Women Empowerment Wednesday show. I am super excited to be with all of you today. What is this Women Empowerment Wednesday show? It's a show that already 1 year. Woohoo! This year, right?
Wild.
Wild. And so every week we would have weekly conversations with a special guest, regular topics, and we would have inspiring, touching, and empowering conversations, not only to have those conversations with the special guest, but to bring upon a movement, to bring those conversations in the lives of the people that you care about. So I want to thank you, everybody that's watching live every week, that's watching replay every week, that has joined my Facebook group, Women Empowerment by Jessica DSB. All the videos, the beautiful content is on there. And if you want to watch all the other episodes and find it easy to go find them, go onto my YouTube channel, Jessica DSB, all uploaded there, and have a watch of all the beautiful, empowering conversations that we've been having in the last year. Oh,
yay.
My God. So I am joined today with Miss Jamie Yamanaka. And again, if you haven't seen from the beginning, she is the reason I am here for this Women Empowerment Wednesday show, because we started this together. I'll get into the story just after introducing her. Welcome to everybody that's watching live, and type live in the comments. I know you're watching with us. And so who is Jamie Yamanaka? She is an entrepreneur. She is passionate about women empowerment. She's passionate about meditation. She's passionate about self-discovery, and she is a 5th degree black belt karate. Oh my God, I'm staying away from you.
No, you're staying close. I got you,
yes.
girl.
Right.
I got you always.
I love you. So much love for you. Welcome to this special Women Empowerment Wednesday show, Miss Jamie
Oh
Yamanaka.
my goodness. It is so wonderful to be back here with you. And even as you're sharing your introduction, it is so beautiful to have this memory of where we were 1 year ago today. Because 1 year ago, there was no Women Empowerment Wednesday. This was the very first session. And look at how far you've taken it. And I would just want to hold space and honor this growth and this project that you've taken and turned into something. This would be nothing. I appreciate that you said, you wouldn't be here without me. This project, this movement wouldn't be here without the energy that you put into it. 1 year ago today, when we started this, we had no idea what it was going to turn into. And you took it because you knew that this was going to be yours. You knew it. We both knew from the beginning. And you turned it into a community on Facebook. You've turned it into the beginnings of your YouTube page, which is significant. If you haven't already subscribed to her YouTube page, check it out. She's got an amazing collection of all of her interviews that she's done here. You've launched a whole other book series based on some of the opportunities and collaborations that have come here. And it's really incredible how, you have created so much simply by pouring your energy into something that you're passionate about and doing it consistently, week after week, one step at a time. I mean, I love that we're back here together. Did you ever imagine that it would be here today?
No way. So to give a bit of background, what happened is me and Jamie have known each other for a few years now. And we always had that conversation about women empowerment, but we never really took action into doing something about it. And when the first wave of the pandemic happened, there was this wave of sharing pictures of women. You remember that?
Yes, yes.
And we would just tag other empowering women in our lives to support and create that movement for love for each other. And I remember tagging you and share what was there at that moment for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Remember?
I remember. Yeah, I remember you just like, we just connected instantly on that. We're like, women's empowerment. My goodness. And we're both like, well, you tagged me in the photo and then I
Yes.
posted, and I've since like kind of stepped back from Facebook. But in that moment, I was like, oh my gosh, look at what happens when you just like one person steps in and connects with the other and elevates and empowers. And we just started this conversation. And it really just started off with us being like, we've always wanted to do something like this. What does it look like? Well, why not now? What else are we doing? The world's on hold. Like, who knows what's going to happen? So it just kind of started from this really organic place where we had an opportunity and we had time. And
we took it because, as I was sharing with you just before we got on live, the Jessica you're seeing today, I wasn't like that even a year ago. You know, I was on that huge journey of transformation. And I remember our first episode. Actually, I'm going to show in a minute the first episode, a little clip, because I had no idea what I was doing. Honestly, like this was my first live, you know, we didn't really prepare a script. We're like, we're doing this show. We're doing Women Empowerment. We're doing it Wednesday. We're doing it 3 p.m. Let's just do it.
Let's jump. Yeah, we just jumped. I love that.
Like Steve Harvey would say, right? When you jump in, like with your parachute, you don't know when it's going to actually open, but you just jump, right?
You just jump.
You have to jump. So let me share my screen to show a little clip of our first episode. Oh my God. Let me try to make this happen here. In the meantime, Jamie, share a bit more about who you are for those that are just seeing you for the first time.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Well, let's see. 1 year ago, I was running a self-defense business where I was teaching self-defense to girls and boys in the high school system. We were doing, sexual assault prevention for girls. We were doing anti-bullying for boys, and really trying to cut sexual violence and sexual assault from the ground. We're really trying to work at, eliminating that from the source, really getting to kids when they're young. And when COVID hit, literally everything stopped just overnight. Everyone was confused. Everyone was uncertain. I jumped at an opportunity. My significant other lives in another country, and he invited me to come stay with him over the quarantine because we knew that the borders were closing. We had no idea what was going to happen. My father's health is not great. My parents are older, so I'm also like on top of, working and building my business and building up, things that I'm passionate about. I also care for my parents, and that's significant in my life. And I think anybody who has children or has elderly parents can resonate with that. It's I wouldn't even call it a sacrifice. It's a lot of choices that you make to be there to support somebody. So at this point, my father told me, don't worry about me, Jay. Go be with your partner, make that choice. We trust that you are going to be safe, that you're in a good place. And we really, really like him. Actually, they love him. And that leap
shout
of
out
faith,
to
they
the
love
amazing
him.
man in your life.
Shout out to Matt. He's wonderful. We love you, Matt. He's wonderful.
We love you.
So I hopped on a plane, got on the last plane leaving Canada into the States. It was a terrifying experience. It was myself and 10 other people. There were 11 people total on a giant Boeing plane, hopped over to LA and really started to figure out what's next for me. What does that look like? How do I move forwards? And it actually took some time for me to stop trying to think what's next, in order to be present with, moving through everything that was happening. So I took that time, and what ended up happening is, as I was going through my, my own challenges and struggling with my mental health and struggling with what's next and the anxiety and stress that comes with that and uncertainty with my parents' health, what organically came up was I started to just like honestly run programs for friends, for myself, with Matt, and we just did them virtually. And that honestly, it happened so naturally and so organically with people that it made such a huge difference for me. I was going through a lot, and I recognized that I wasn't the only person, but I did have a lot of experience that I could pull from all my years as a martial artist, growing up with a grandmaster, growing up in the dojo, pulling from breath work, pulling from these ancient traditions. And I dug into that. And that just letting it happen, letting it unfold, and giving space to allowing things to give and receive, ebb and flow, opened me up to so much. And now, I mean, who knew what this was going to turn into? Instead of me putting energy into, I have to create something, I have to build something, it turned into, how can I document what is going on? How can I document what I've been through, what's helped, and what's working and what's not working? And how can we document this together? And what's organically happened is I've just naturally kind of an avenue has opened up for me to start sharing those practices and building out that work to continue to share it with other people. And what I've seen is just I've been able to dig in deeper into my martial arts, share it with more students. So many ancient practices to help build a warrior. And where I'm at right now is I've given it a name, which is a Budo life, which I'm really excited about, which I'll share with you in a bit. Yeah.
Yes.
And it's this blend of, instead of thinking about like, what do I do? How do I make this happen? It's like, okay, well, how do I channel? What am I feeling? How do I get that out? How can I express this in the healthiest way? And pulling from ancient traditions in martial arts, in fighting styles, in being a warrior, what does that mean? And what do those practices look like in our life? So I'm grateful for the opening that's kind of happened through this. I'm grateful for where it's going, because as it goes, I continue to grow. I'm not perfect. I'm still learning. And that gives other people permission to do the same, to be honest. And it also allows me space to co-create with my father, who's my sensei. And as he's aging, that just becomes more and more important to me to treasure and to honor and hold space for all the mastery that he has built in his lifetime of martial arts. So.
Beautiful. For those that are watching live, let me know if you're with me in the sense when Jamie's talking, you can feel that sense of peace, like that inner strength, like, some Buddha's talking, it's like comforting. So thank you. It's beautiful what you're doing. Really beautiful. And I think one of the major things that we have learned, I think, as a world in this last year is really to be present to yourself and really reconnecting with yourself. And that's another whole topic we can talk about for hours. Hey, Linda. Sorry, my voice is Hey, Lina, Isabel, Gordon is with us. My two favorite people, Jessica and Jamie. Gordon.
Hey.
My love is watching. Thank you for being with us, Kasi. So what I was about to do is share our first video, our first episode. Can you see my screen, Jamie?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Okay. Oh my God. So you can see, first of all, technology-wise, we weren't even able to split the screen.
We had no clue what we were doing.
We had no clue. Let's watch at least, the first minute of this show. Let's see.
Yes.
Oops.
The same energy, the same smile. I love it. Oh my goodness. I can't hear anything. Can you
No?
hear? No? But it's okay. So long as the
Oh,
audio's going, it's okay.
yeah, maybe it's not going to work just because I have my earphones in. Anyways,
Oh,
all to say, if you want to rewatch it, it's on my Women Empowerment Facebook group. It's going to be uploaded very soon on my YouTube channel. Go watch it. I went back to watch it because, we talk about, oh, don't focus on your past, but it's important to just have a glimpse of where you
mm,
came from and where I
mm,
am now,
mm.
right?
Yes. Yes.
And not to be too judgmental either, because as you see, like, technology wise, you see my big face and then your face is not practically showing, so not to be judgmental and too hard on yourself, but to have a glimpse
No.
and be like, ooh, okay, that's what I like, that's what I would
Gratitude.
want to grow.
Yes.
Gratitude. So I am so grateful.
Me
We
too.
started this together. We done a full month together. I think we did 5 episodes together, side by
Yes.
side. You came back in October, I believe, to celebrate the 6 months, and
That
now
was so
I'm bringing
beautiful.
you back to
Oh,
celebrate the 1 year. So thank you for being
I,
here.
oh my goodness. Thank you for all that you do. You connect and pull in so many treasured people. And what I love
Mm,
about your interviews and what I really appreciate, because I've seen it from the beginning, is your own growth and how you help
mm,
pull out these stories from people. And it's changed from just like a pure excitement. You've always had so much love in your heart, so much passion and excitement, that
mm,
it's always been clear to other people. But what I'm seeing now in your interviews and when your conversations with people is that you're able to help give them their voice to share their
mm,
story with that same amount of excitement and love. And you, instead of just pouring out love, you're pouring it and helping them channel it out too, by like
mm.
sharing how you see their story and sharing how you create space for their story. So it's really exciting. It's really beautiful. I'm so proud because
Thank
this is
you.
all you. This is all
Oh.
you. I'm honored that you brought me back. I'm honored
Mm,
to share this space with you. I'm honored to continue to watch as you grow and evolve
mm,
and step into your power and your presence. But this is all you. This
mm,
is all you. And to anybody who's watching who is uncertain about taking the next step in something,
mhm,
Jessica and I were talking about this just before we got on, and she shared how nervous she was the very first time that
mm.
she did her very first interview without me. And
Yes.
I remember that because we talked just before you went on. And to who you are now, sometimes you're still like, are you still
Mhm.
nervous?
Of course I am. But like I was sharing with, I was already nervous for the first few lives, but when I was by myself without you, it's like, oh my God, like Jamie's not
Safety net.
there
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
My heart was pounding, like almost coming out of my chest, like
Yeah.
shaking. What am I gonna entertain? Like, how am I gonna talk for 30 minutes and have it entertaining and make the special guest feel good? And whew, yeah,
And now
that was
you've just
stressful.
got it. Now you're flowing with it. And I
Mm.
mean, I'm curious, what is the biggest surprise? What's the one thing that you didn't expect to come out of this that has started for you?
So many things. So many things.
Cool.
So one of my
Cool.
greatest mentors always taught us consistency.
Mm-hmm.
As we started this Women Empowerment Wednesday show, I didn't know what would be my long-term vision with the actual Facebook Lives, but I knew I wanted to be consistent. And I did. And I want to be proud of myself and I want to celebrate myself because I'm at episode 46 out of
Amazing.
52, you know? So only a few weeks that I wasn't able to do the show. And so I've been consistent. I'm also proud, and I mean, something that I didn't really expect from doing this is connecting people together.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
From coaches to new customers to, new followers. My guest from last week, Miss Peely, she was somebody that watched an episode with Annetta Edwards, and now we've become really close. All these amazing, amazing connections, amazing human beings. And I did write it on my post yesterday. Amazing, incredible, extraordinary human beings that I was been able to be put on my path in the last year, from being consistent, from being able, and I'm always in that space of giving. I really want to serve.
Yes.
I want to do this show so that, yes, of course, I'm learning every single week. Of course, I love to connect with people. I love people.
Yes.
It fills me up with my caffeine every week.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah. Right? But to be able to inspire the viewers from each special guest story, because every story has been unique. And in that same alley, I'm actually going to do a shout out to all my special guests in the last year. I've done it a few months ago, but I want to take the time and space now to do it. So thank you to Jamie. Thank you to Jocelyn Driscoll, Tara Filto, Miss Anne, Kelly Chiasson, Haley Patry, Melanie Kiss, Jennifer Doyle, Tanya Lee Labonte Cote, Mr. Barra Nelson, Marilla Scalise, Mr. Jit, Alicia Grant, Claire Elliott, Randy Goodman, Heidi Kiss, Chantal Simone, Evelyn Bailey, Thomas Poulain, Tracy Vicker Rosenquist, Joël Martin, Sylvie Plante, Renee Young, Miss Annetta Edwards, Mr. Lance Daniels, Onisha Lewis, Beatrice Pinheiro, Dom Amici, Bob Lucas, Ingrid Gilbert, and I have all my amazing flight attendants that I didn't write down here, but Karina, Marav, Melissa, Genevieve, Jamie. I know I'm going to forget a few. I'm so sorry. But thank you, because this show would have not happened with all of you, right?
So beautiful.
And learning from so many. Hello, Wolf. Christy says, I was not there at the beginning, but I will be there until the end. Your consistency, your discipline will pay the course. Happy 1 year to your Women Empowerment Wednesday. Still love you. Mwah. Love you too.
So beautiful. So beautiful.
Great question. Great question. And I want to ask you, you're an advocate and you're passionate about women empowerment. Why? Why?
Such a great question. Let's see. I think it goes back to what empowerment is. And it's not just specific to women. It is, simply that I'm passionate about empowerment. What is empowerment, right? Empowerment is giving, not giving. Empowerment is holding power for yourself with your choices, with your actions. And while we don't need to ever be given power, there is something to be said about creating that space in the world. It's sad to see so much in the world that people take for themselves, and without recognizing it, it's an unconscious practice where people are led by their ego and tell people what to do, tell people what they should think. We are told very much, like from the beginning up until our death, what we should do, what we should think, how society believes we should live, what our relationships should look like, how our lives should be going. And empowerment is really recognizing, to me, empowerment is recognizing that I have a choice to educate myself in any avenue and make my own choices. I have the power to do that. And that changes the course of somebody's life. That changes the course of somebody's life. And I'm very passionate about that. And while it's not necessarily that you can't ever give somebody empowerment, but you can create space for them to be empowered. And that's what I love about your shows, is you hold space for people to express and to be empowered, not just to talk, but for them to actually live into that space. And the more that we live into and exist as we are being empowered, the more that it is within our life and continues to flow with all things. So
you feel amazing.
Yeah, you feel amazing. Your
Wonder
life is
Woman.
yours. Yeah, your life is yours. Your life is
Yes.
yours to choose. And you can choose to be ignorant, and you can choose to be, enlightened. You can choose you can choose to not educate yourself, or you can choose to learn. And,
Yes.
learning in this way is one of my favorite things, because I believe that learning, I enjoy when learning is an experience. And this is one of those examples where learning is an experience, and it allows you to hold space and create space for other people to be empowered. So I'm passionate about that. I'm so excited that you step into this space for everybody, right? As you went off listing all these names, 48 names, is it?
Yeah, 46. Well, that you
46.
came on 3 times, so
yeah.
a few others
You can count me
came
a couple
on twice.
times. That's okay. Yeah. But
so
you
over 40.
Yeah, you are an incredible connector. And if anyone here has not already connected with Jessica, or started to understand what her books look like, or what her coaching looks like, or how she serves in this world, but you resonate with what she's talking about, stay connected. Keep leaning into that, what resonates with you, because I believe if something resonates with you, you know that it's pulling you down a path. So keep connected with her, continue to learn about what she does, because she is all about helping you, creating space for you to be this empowered person all the time. And I love that about you. Look at all these people that you've connected. You're an amazing networker, an amazing connector, and it's beautiful to watch it continue.
I'm speechless. You're so amazing. You're amazing. Thank you so much for all the empowered words that you're, throwing my way. And I studied sociology, so I love the phenomenon of group setting and being a group together. And so to me, empowerment is such in that same alley, that we grow together. We rise by lifting each other. That's been my whole motto from the last year. And for me, I'm going to share like how the women empowerment aspect came about is because of one of my biggest struggles in my life, being, having to divorce a violent man and being a single mom. That's when I actually stepped into the power, passion, positivity. And I used that power, and I really found that passion for women empowerment, because we hear it way too often, women being in those kinds of relationships and toxic relationships, or, not being that entrepreneur that they want to be, or whatever case it is. I want to be that voice. I want to be that stand for these women, to be like, hey, look at where I came from. Look where I am at today. I want to just guide you and accompany you, and know that you have that greatness inside of you. So that's been my journey. And it's amazing. It's amazing. Thank you, Jamie, and I always say, we have, and Mr. Les Brown says it, right? We all have that greatness inside of you. We all have that dream that was put in our heart. If it was put in your heart, it's because it can be accomplished. And many times you'll need, and even though you know that you can do it, or you'll need that special person to just hold your hand and get you there, that little extra step. And that's who you were for this Women Empowerment Wednesday show. You held my hand like, Jess, Let's do this together. Let's empower others. And then you let go of my hand. You went on to do your incredible projects. And I was able to do it because I chose consciously to face those fears and to step into that uncomfortable terrain that was very unknown for me. But that holding my hand made the whole difference. So when you're talking about being a people connector, who is surrounding you? Surround yourself with people that might give you that hand for just a moment, just a one conversation. It's so simple, right? Do you want to say something about what I'm saying now?
That's beautiful. That's so beautiful. Yeah, for sure. And I appreciate that. Like I'm honored that I could be there for you in that time. And it was served both of us. And I think we both kind of recognized that it was this was the beginning for you. This was your beginning. And I was so glad to be there to help give you that running start and hold that hand for you. And then and create a safe space that way when it's time, it's like, you're good.
Yeah. I'm terrified.
Yeah.
I'm terrified, but I got this.
Yes.
For those that are watching Life, I know who's still watching and being with us. And what do you like best about this conversation? Because we're going to slowly wrap up. Like, you know how time flies. I have a few more questions for you, okay? What was your biggest takeaway for doing these 5 weeks of, well, a bit more because you joined me a few other times? What was your biggest takeaway for being part of this Women Empowerment Wednesday show conversation?
Let's see. What was my biggest takeaway? My biggest takeaway was probably how happy people were to share their hard stories and be vulnerable in order to help somebody else. Like, women are dope. Women are awesome.
Yes. Yes.
Women are great. Like, we're like, yeah, man, this is hard. So here, this is what was hard for me. Like, take it. If you can learn something from it, do it. Like, this shit was hard. You know? And women are like no holds barred, like no ego about it, like humble AF, just like, this is what I was going through. And everyone's experiences were different, but everybody that jumped on and shared was real AF. And they were just like, this was hard. Please, other women, I've been there. I'm laying myself down to say, I'm with you. And this is what I've been through in whatever lane they were in. And they were like, if you can take something from this, this is what I have to share. They were happy to give, happy to share, just to help one other person who might have heard and resonated and been like, yeah, I'm also a grandmother who's struggling with this. I'm also a business owner who has no idea what's going to happen during the pandemic. I'm also single and ready to mingle and no idea how I'm going to meet people. Everything, like,
yes,
everything. I thought that was the best takeaway, that just like people were just real AF and laying it down. I would swear, but we're on Facebook, so
no, please.
it's not the scene.
But yeah, it's been my consistency of being real and raw, right?
So real,
share
so
what's
real.
there and just keep doing, because that's how people are gonna evolve. And sharing is growing. So hearing another woman that's gone through it or similar parts that you can connect. Woo! Powerful. What was your best ever advice that was given to you?
Oh, the best advice I've ever been given. Oh, that's a tough one.
Right?
What's the best advice someone's ever given you? I don't know.
Just go for it. That's for, just go for it and take action. But there's so many. Same here. I'm asking you the question. I'm like, oh, what would be my best advice?
Yeah. But you know what? Probably
yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say just any advice that comes to mind that was powerful or kind of transformed or helped shift a decision or something that you did in your life.
I think some of the best advice I've ever been given is to follow what resonates with me. And actually, my father gave me this advice the other day. He said, if you believe in it, then it will succeed. If you believe in it, he said, if you believe in it, keep going. You'll do great. And I was like, oh yeah, if I believe in it, I don't really care what anybody else thinks. And if you resonate with it, to keep following that resonance, that like it's such a powerful thing that we have this literal energy field that's around our bodies at all times, and our vibration can sync up with something that we are surprised by. And when you follow that journey, when you follow that path, and you continue to feel what resonates with you, you're led to just love. So those are probably the two best pieces of advice.
I'm studying NLP, and it's cool. Your conversation has been like a lot from what we're learning into that, where, you know, that intuition, that ego, that alignment with your spirit, and that intuition, and follow, you know, the love, and how when we're vibrating, when we're aligned with the ego and the spirit, we're vibrating so far away. It's so beautiful. I'm learning so much. Love it. So I'm gonna, let me see. Okay. I'm gonna read the two quotes that I picked for today. I'm gonna let you close off. I know you've talked about what's next for you, but you know, if you want to touch on that again, and then whatever that's on your heart that you might think a woman or a man watching today might need or want to hear. And so the two quotes that I picked is, the more you praise and celebrate your life, the more there is in life to celebrate. And that's Oprah.
I love Oprah. Right? She's amazing. She can do no wrong.
Everything that comes out of her mouth is so wise. And then look for small improvements. Recognize those. Oh my God, I can't even read. Okay, those successes, and let them be a big deal. And that's Elise.
Yes. This is a big deal. 1 year is a big deal. This is a big deal.
Big deal. And I'm celebrating it.
I love it. Yes, you are.
And I'm with you celebrating it. Thank you.
I love it. I love it. I have a question for you. I know we're going to wrap up. I have a question for you.
Yes.
What would you say to yourself in 1 year, when you look back on this in 1 year? What do you want to say to yourself?
Let's say I'm like in front of the first episode and I'm ready to go.
No. You in 1 year. In 1 year.
In 1 year from
1 year from now.
1 year from now. Okay. I want to say to myself everything that I just said earlier. Even though there's fear, even though it's not comfortable, just go for it. One of the quotes that we have it on the wall here in our house: trust yourself and take action. Because again, we've been given these ideas, these dreams, this purpose. When you're in alignment with your purpose, you're unstoppable, you're empowering other people, and you're being a servant leader. That's who I want to be. So in 1 year from now, I want to be able to say, Jess, you were scared. You didn't know how you were going to do it. You don't know how it's going to happen, but you still took action to be able to live into that purpose, that dream, and serving others.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you for asking that. And you know what? I'm going to ask you that question. What are you going to tell yourself in 1 year?
I don't know. I was asking you.
Come on, you know.
I'm going to tell myself I am proud of you for having the courage to not be good at something at first.
Yeah.
For having the courage to put yourself out there and be seen.
Yeah.
That's been a big growth area for me. And for having the courage to be humble. Yeah.
I always tell my boyfriend, like, I'm very, very humble, and I want to stay like that. It's so important. So important. Love it. Okay, Jamie, what are you going to be saying for the last few words for a woman watching today? And they want to go ahead and be that entrepreneur. They want to go ahead and take on that new class, or they want to start something new, or they want to connect with incredible people. Yes. What are you going to tell them?
Listen, if that's you, if you are listening right now, this message is directly for you. Nobody knows what's going on. Nobody knows your life better than you. You are the master of your ship. You know what's true to you. You know it. Even when I'm saying this, you're like, I know. So start listening to yourself. Start listening to that inner voice. It takes work and it takes courage, but there are people who are here for that. People who have been down that rough road, who will be here for you to lift you up. And if you are listening right now, keep going.
Yeah,
just keep going. We love you.
Yes. So today, Women Empowerment Wednesday, episode 46, 1 year anniversary. We started April 1st. I was joined by the amazing Jaime Yamanaka, where this whole Women Empowerment Wednesday show started. I was thanking her for holding my hand to start this beautiful journey, and for being with us again today, celebrating that 1 year. And so my message for you today that you're listening is celebrate your wins. It can be very little, it could be bigger. Celebrate every single win. And I think, quote me on that, I think we can celebrate a win every day. I'm sure there's something to celebrate every single day. What do you think about that?
I love it. I agree. Some days during the pandemic, I was celebrating when I put on clothes,
Right? Having a phone call, text messaging somebody, cleaning a closet. Like, there's so many things. You can be proud of yourself for taking action every single day. Hey, Karina says, yes, love this. Thank you for being with me this beautiful journey. And so we're going to wrap up. Thank you. If you're just joining us, Karina, just replay it because we talked about beautiful, amazing things today, celebrating this 1 year. Stay tuned. I'll be back next week with actually Mr. Gordon. So,
oh yeah, what an amazing, he's an amazing person. Yeah.
One of my great mentors, especially when it comes to books, giving me so much time. So stay tuned. I'll share all of that. Again, Jamie, thank you. I'll invite you again in the future because you're so part of all of this beautiful journey. So thank you for accepting to be here, sharing all your wise words. How can people best follow you? What's the best way?
What a great question. Probably on Instagram. I am not active on Facebook. But Instagram for sure. Instagram, come find me. Jamie Yamanaka, Jamie Lynn.
Awesome. As always, we're going to post it under the video on the Women Empowerment by Jessica DSB Facebook group. So then you'll just click on the link and follow Jamie. Go give her some love for who she's being and everything that she's taking on for new projects and blessing people every single day. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful Wednesday and rest of the week, and see you next week. Yay!
Have a wonderful one.
If you have enjoyed today's episode, please share with the people that you love and care about. Jessica DSB.